Yo, what is going on, guys? Today we are talking about all things Exilecon. Realize it's like 2 days away, and I wanted to make a quick video talking about the schedule, what are my expectations for this, just some of the predictions going in for Path of Exile 2 and 3.22, kind of what I'm hoping to see and what we're expecting to see. So that's what we'll be doing in this video. Of course, before we begin, remember to click the subscribe button. It means a ton to me if you find anything here helpful. We're having a ton of Path of Exile content coming up here in the next month, getting ready for 3.22 league start, expected on August 18th. We'll have league start build guides, currency farming strategies for league start, and anything in between from there, including some beginner friendly stuff, because I believe a lot of people from Diablo 4 will be coming over to play Path of Exile after a pretty poor season 1. So let's just jump right into it. I want to go over the schedule and kind of what we're expecting to see here. So I want to read through the title first here, which is little introduction here. So held in Auckland, New Zealand from whatever. Exilecon 2023 is a celebration of all things Path of Exile. We'll be unveiling full details of Path of Exile 2 and Path of Exile Mobile, including announcing their beta start dates. We'll play both games, watch the best PoE racers compete, attend talks given by the developers, and hang out with other Path of Exile fans. New Zealand is one sometime place visit, yada 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 yada. So this is also streamed for free for everybody. That's kind of the last line that I yada yada'd over, and that's what we'll be doing. Obviously, we're not in New Zealand, so that's what we're doing here. So I will talk about kind of just what's going to be on the stream and what we expect to see here. I think it's important to note that in this entire description, there's no mention of patch 3.22. I think that's a little bit interesting. I'm going to try not to read too much into that. I guess it's probably just not the main focus of the event. They want to really push out PoE 2 and keep people excited for that. But it's a little disappointing because I've read through a schedule already, and PoE 3.22 doesn't show up really anywhere in here. So we may not get any news, but we'll see. Alright, so let's jump into the schedule. Schedule is down below. It's basically broken into 3 parts: the main theater, streaming stage, and then the meet and greet section. Meet and greet is all like meeting streamers and content creators, much more popular than myself. So we'll discuss in the first 2 sections here. Anything with a purple line underneath it is something that will be streamed live. So that's kind of what I'm going to be focused on. Make sure that if you do enjoy my content, go over to my Twitch link down below, as we will be co-streaming a lot of this. This is like the perfect time for me to be streaming. It starts at like 5 p.m. my time, so perfect. So the first day is Friday. We have the keynote presentation. So a little pre-show with some streamers, and then a keynote presentation. This is where the show really kicks off, in my opinion. This is going to be, I'm assuming this is where we get all the big bombs dropped for PoE 2 and Path of Exile Mobile, I guess, of their beta start dates. I'm assuming all that's going to be in the keynote presentation. And then hopefully there's a little bit of 3.22 news in here as well. Go ahead on Friday. We'll get a post-show discussion, again with the same streamer panel. I assume that we're going to get their hot takes from that announcement. And then we're jumping into PoE 2 interviews and gameplay. So this will be the first like streamed PoE 2 gameplay. Super interested to check that out. It's going to be very interesting. Important note on Friday, I think, is the 8 p.m. section here for character skills. There's nothing else going on at that time. I'm assuming character skills is going to be a bunch of new character skills for PoE 2. As my guess, there could be some stuff for 3.22, but my guess is this is going to be all PoE 2 focused character skills. We saw a little dodge mechanic in a couple of the trailers. This is probably the talking point for this hour. I think it's very important to notice that it wasn't nothing else is scheduled this time, so this will be a very important part of the show. Next, for the next couple hours, you're getting more PoE 2 gameplay showcases with some content creators. So that'll be very cool, and some other design stuff going on inside. I think the stuff on here is actually going to be very interesting, but we're going to get this instead. So we're getting gameplay. Finally ends with the developer panel and some Q&A from Wacky Path of Exile mechanics. I think this will be pretty interesting. I don't think it'll be nothing new here though. Alright, second day we're going to skip the replay stuff and we go jump right into what is going to be streamed. Roundtable, developer panel, Path of Exile 2 Q&A. This will be really interesting. I think there's going to be Q&A with the devs. This will be very good. An hour-long showcase of gameplay with Crip. That'll be good. Sound design, this is probably going to be an hour break for me. I'm not a particular sound and music video game guy, so not super interesting to me. And then jumping into PoE 2 animation interview. And then another gameplay showcase. So a lot of gameplay showcases for PoE 2. Another discussion panel, and a couple discussion panels to wrap up the show, basically. The only thing after that is, of course, the race finals. This will be super interesting. I'm not like a speed racer in this game, but I love watching it, so I will make sure to check this out live. And it's just always super entertaining to watch. You never know what could happen. Somebody gets a tabula in Act 1 and it's GG. You never know. So that's the schedule. Basically a 2-day event streamed. The last day sounds like it's not even a lot going on here. So nothing screen release. So that is the schedule. That being said, I'm going to jump right into some predictions I have based on just the schedule that I'm seeing and what we kind of expect. My guess is PoE 2 is either extremely close to being released or extremely far away. So extremely close meaning that I think it'll be released out this year. Just given that there's no talks of like patches and anything else for PoE 1, I'd assume they don't have anything planned for PoE 1, which might be a little disappointing if we're getting the patch 3.22. My other guess is it's extremely far away. We're going to get like a beta this year, and then we're talking end of 2024 for another, for the full release of PoE 2. That said, I think the other thing I want to talk about is PoE 3.22. I think it's going to be a large patch, would be my guess. We're right in line. We're actually past like the regular rotation of when we normally get a large patch. So what I mean by that is, we jump back to 3.09 is when Cyrus came out. 4 patches later, 3.13 Maven came out. 4 patches later, Eldritch Altars came out, 3.17. And now we're at 3.22, and we would have actually expected to have gotten a big patch on 3.21, and we got kind of Crucible, which wasn't very big. So this should be a big game shakeup, new major endgame bosses, possibly changing the altar mechanics. Usually that stuff gets moved to the side when we get a new major set of bosses coming in, so possibly a new Atlas. Could be a lot of things going on for PoE 3.22. It could also be really small. One of the things I want to point out is that we have the last few leagues. Kind of what I think the developers have been doing is using the past few leagues as testing for some PoE 2 mechanics. I think they started all the way back in Arch Nemesis League. So this was the first league with Eldritch Altars. Seems like Arch Nemesis was a test to fix and make endgame elites more easy to find. I don't think that was a fix for PoE 1. I think that was testing for PoE 2. Sentinel League. The Sentinel part of the league was not like a testing, but I think the Recombinators was testing new ways to make currency and new ways to make items and new ways to use currency in PoE 2. Like Calandra kind of went with that as well, where they talked about like reflecting items and what kind of looked like the consequences of like doubling the powers of items. Forbidden Sanctum. This is probably the only interesting. This is an interesting one where it gave us another item slot and gave us to kind of test like what was super important there with invocations and how good these items could be if we had another like relic slot on a character. And then Crucible League. This has really changed the way weapons are formed and how GG weapons are made. And I think that really was a test for PoE 2. So I think all the way since 3.17, you can make the argument that the league mechanic has been testing certain aspects for PoE 2 upgrades. That makes me a little bit worried for 3.22 that we could also get a league like that where it's kind of minor and we're just kind of testing something for PoE 2. All right. That's like the major downside of 3.22. I really do think we're getting a major patch, but I think I'm gonna keep that reservation that it could be super minor again. So that being said, if you stuck it out this long for the video, remember to click the like and subscribe button. It means a ton to me, helps out the channel a bunch. And check out my Twitch link down below where me co-streaming this event, hopefully Friday and Saturday evenings. Nothing else going on, so we're gonna be checking everything Exilecon out and hopefully get all of our questions answered at that time. As always, catch you next time. Thanks. Bye.